Welcome to this Padel. Today we have a very special guest, a person that I call a friend, Orlando Pastore. Welcome.
Thank you, Rosa. How are you?
Very good. And we started playing Padel randomly. We met on the courts, like so many people. And it was just the beginning for you. Now you're flying high, and I'm happy to see that. But also, you got so deep into Padel that now you're starting your own Padel business.
Yes.
Good. So first of all, I would like to know, how do you define yourself? For people that if they meet you somewhere on a court or like out of Doral, who are you?
Well, obviously, the way we met, I'm very outgoing.
Yes.
I've been in sports my whole life. I played baseball since I was a little kid. Went to college, played sports as well.
Wow.
And I was really into golf before I got into paddle. Thankfully, about 2 years ago, a friend of mine told me, listen, I have this tournament that I'm doing in Wynwood Paddle.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to see her. At that same place, somebody got injured, and they were looking for someone to play. I had never played in my life.
Some random.
And they told me, listen, we need someone. And that's how I started. Again, I'm very outspoken, outgoing, and I saw that as an opportunity to just work out that day. Yeah. And ever since, I've been playing paddle my whole life. My whole life.
But since then,
but
you
since
haven't
then,
stopped.
Well,
Yeah.
every day of my life, that's what I
Yes.
meant. Every day.
No, but the thing is interesting because some people discover paddle, they start playing, but they don't want to improve. But very early on, you wanted to understand, like, what makes the game different, like the dynamics, how it works, the technique. Because some people is like, oh, I come from tennis, and that's all. And you went one step farther. I think.
I tried to get involved as much as I could because I'm very competitive. Mm-hmm. I played competitive sports, and learning how to play was more than learning how to play was learning the game.
Yes.
And what side does this, what side does that, how the ball reacts. Other than that, but going back to your question, I feel like I'm someone who's a networker. I love meeting people. Mm-hmm. All my businesses that have started because of sports and networking with people.
Wow.
So that's what I would say to someone. I'm a serial networker. I love entrepreneurship, and I love sports.
And you are originally from Venezuela, right?
I was born in Venezuela. I came to Miami when I was about 12 years old. So that was back in 2000. It's been a long journey, mm-hmm. but I'm almost Miamian now.
Yeah, very Miamero. Like,
yeah, very Miamero.
Wow. Where do you usually play? Where can we find you?
I used to play a lot open paddle
mm-hmm.
in Miramar.
Yeah.
Also in Reserve. And from now on, you'll find me at Area.Centre, which is the new business that we're developing.
Okay.
Which is a co-working space.
Mm-hmm.
With access to 2 paddle courts,
wow.
a functional gym, a nutritional bar,
wow.
Fully equipped showers that you can seamlessly just work, play, quick paddle game, shower again, and you're back to your office. Space in less than 10 minutes.
That's great.
Yeah.
And how does it work? Because I've been following in Instagram. Now you have your first members, right? Like right now it's Ocho and Anita. I'm just checking who's next. So how does it work?
Well, basically what we're trying to do is seamlessly, or not seamlessly, but more of optimizing spaces mm-hmm. in order for people to have a better quality of life and a better balance between work and their lifestyle. Wow. We're trying to build a community in which everybody finds that niche, this time being paddle, mm-hmm. in our facilities, and that whole fitness agenda where you don't have to commute from one place to another, making it easier for everyone to develop their whole life and their whole day mm-hmm. in one spot. Like I said, you could be at your office, be in a Zoom meeting, and within 10 seconds you're working out, you're taking a shower to go back home or to go out. We have all the amenities for you to have the best experience possible without leaving a space.
That's amazing because I need to strategize, right? Like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and you spend so much time moving from one place to the other, and also sometimes you feel like you are cheating, right? Like, oh, I'm going to paddle and then coming but there you have it all there, and you interact. You can build on top of that.
Exactly. I feel like most of the time, especially as a growing city as Miami has been for the past 10 years, we are more in the next place mentally at the next place than the one we're at the moment, because we're thinking about having to leave at this time to make it in time somewhere else. So that's one of the ideas behind Area.Centre, and that's one of the goals that we have, or the visions that we have for future locations.
Yeah. So for me, when I talk to you, this sounds like a vision, a test somehow, but also a way to show what can be achieved. Like thinking about what's next in lifestyle plus being productive, right?
Yeah, people used to always talk about that third place. One being home, second one being your workplace, and that third place is where you usually hang out after. Yeah. We're trying to mix that work agenda with that third place. We're trying to become that, I would call it 2.5, somewhere in the middle, where you can do both at the same place. And that way, again, optimizing your time, making a better balance for yourself, and just bringing people in who share the same values in order to create, I know people use this in the co-working space a lot, a community, but sometimes you need people that think the same way, or kind of share the same values in order for them to actually become a community and grow organically, you know?
Yeah, because it's easy to say community, but what are the values and the passion that it sticks? And then they can, for sure, I'm sure, just listening to what you've been building in the past months, like amazing things are going to happen, because when people get together, but also they share a passion, they can strategize and start working. Like the way you meet people on the court and you build that kind of relationship is very different from meeting someone on like a business space or a working event. So on top of that, there's another layer of value.
Yeah, building a relationship between people in sports, especially, it's somewhat more, builds more of a connection faster. Because being competitive means that you have the drive to do something. And paddle it's a very competitive game. It's easy to play, at least to start. The barriers to entry to the game are low. And we were talking about it before. It's not like some other sports where you need to actually have certain level in order to play with certain people, you know? But again, organically would be the best word to describe our niche community, which is work, lifestyle, balance, and just connecting all of these in one spot.
Wow. And it's already open. So if someone wants to go, how does it work?
Yeah, we're opening in stages. Right now, our membership for offices is completely open, private offices. We have 18 private offices, 6 flexible desk spots. We have 3 dedicated desk spots, 4 cubicles, and we have 2 meeting rooms, 6 fully equipped showers, actually 5, sorry. And again, 2 paddle courts, a nutritional bar, and we have a lounge membership area in which you can sort of just walk in with your laptop.
You meant like players area, right?
We actually we will have a dedicated players area, because the way we're set up, it's for everything to have their own spot. Okay. And the paddle area, it's gonna look amazing. It's got its own lounge area for paddle players too. Yeah, that way members can, if you're into work, you have your own spot. At the end of the day, the lounge membership, I'm pretty sure, will become the meetup spot for everyone.
For sure. So when you envisioned this, how did you think where to put the courts, right? Because they are indoor.
Yeah.
Like people may think, oh, this is Miami. No, this is indoor, which is like a luxury here with the amount of days that the weather is not that good.
Yeah.
So how did you design it?
Well, I think that the space actually decided where we're going to do what. We count with the ability or the given ability of the space to have a warehouse area in which we were able to have enough height in order to build those courts. And the office area was already a previous business that we took over and had some sort of layout for offices. We obviously beautified it, remodeling, which is the other thing I do, which is
it's part of your
part of my business. And it just kind of all like flowed very easily as far as deciding what goes where. And the 2 paddle courts, again, we got very lucky with the height that we have.
Oh, that's good. I need to go and check. I haven't had the time. Like, to be honest, he has invited me several times. It's on me. I haven't made it, but it's not that you don't want to share it. It's totally the opposite. Like, you want people to go check by themselves and feel it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know that the ability of people coming to our center will depend very much on their commuting times, but again, that's why we built the space that we built.
Yeah.
So if
you're
someone
there.
like you has to drive 25 minutes to get there, you can stay there from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night and do everything you need to do in a day, because that's the ability that we're giving you within our amenities.
Yeah, and most of the people are right now from Doral, which is like a big paddle community that they've been like asking for courts for many times, right?
Yeah, we're attacking especially that core population in Doral because first, our location.
Yeah.
Second, we are building a community in which Doral gets a lot of people from outside to work in.
Yeah, and to visit and to
But the
sell.
people who live in Doral don't really have a workspace to go to. They have to commute outwards.
Yeah.
So basically, those people would be perfect members, obviously, for us. And we're looking also into the whole developing side of the business, which is kind of optimizing the spaces of future developers in areas in which they're building and trying to make a better ROI for their square footage. This is where something like Area.Centre comes in.
Yeah, makes
Pretty
total
much
sense.
makes total sense for them.
And I was thinking also that in Doral there are a lot of high-skilled individuals that are freelancers, like people that have gone to great universities and they have their own business.
Yeah.
And they were either going to any other boring place or coming downtown or staying at home and then visit. But here they can also have guests coming, right?
Of course. We have 2 well-equipped conference rooms in which you can have meetings at. We also have, again, the lounge area in which you can sit down with someone and we have a nutritional bar who will offer many things, a very ample menu for anyone to come in and have a meeting with someone. And also, again, you can invite someone to have a paddle match and build that connection right away, you know?
That's magic. And how it's going to work? Like, does it include just access to the courts and they're private, or how does it work?
We will have several types of membership. The main ones being the lounge membership, which is access to the first floor. That includes 4 paddle plays for the member.
Okay.
Their guests, obviously, you have to pay. That also includes 2 paddle class sessions, group sessions.
Yeah, it's good.
On the court, and then 2 in the gymnasium, which will have paddle targeted,
oriented,
target only paddle oriented workout. That also includes access to the private showers, discounts within the community, and very much so, I want to make emphasis on this. It'll give you access to a niche community that shares your same values, and you will have the opportunity to grow your business, to grow relationships, even friendships within that same spot.
Do you know what I think it's going to happen at some point? you're gonna have your own league, like the area league.
Hopefully.
People competing between them and doing that on the weekends, asking you to open on Saturday and Sunday to do their own tournament. That could be like a magic thing, but I'm sure with the kind of people that's going.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get there, and it's a step. It's a step-by-step situation, but I'm sure we'll get there at some point. Going back to the memberships. We have the lounge membership again, and then we have the private office memberships, which start from the flexible dedicated desk on the second floor, which gives you full access to the facilities. It also gives you access to our private events for members. And you have the flex desk, the dedicated desks, and the 18 offices to choose from, and it goes by square footage. We have the smallest office starting at $799 a month to the biggest one, I think is $2,800 a month.
Okay, no, that makes a lot of sense, and there's also kind of a demand of that in that area. So area. It's funny.
It's funny.
So who are the builders of the courts? Because there's also a big competition in that. I don't know, how did you make their choice?
No, we went with Padel Galiz. One of our partners made the connection, and we went from there. We didn't really think about it. We just had that connection of our partner with Padel Galiz, and we went with them. We're grateful for what they've done. They're amazing people. We're also going with, I forgot to mention, we're not only member-only paddle court. Okay. We will have outside access for non-members through Playtomic.
Oh, good.
So we're partnering with Playtomic. They're also very, very, very helpful. They've guided us in many, many ways. Okay. One of the perks that members will have is that being only 2 courts, hopefully they'll be always booked.
Yeah.
So you have 10 days in advance as a member to reserve. Whereas if you're not a member, you only have 3. Okay. So maybe the premium times are already taken by the time you have access. But we will be open to the public on Playtomic.
Oh, that's good, because also there's that demand, or weekends.
For sure.
That makes total sense. And once this is, like, let's say, rolling, working, and it's full, I feel like you're into something, not just building this area, but because I know you and you're always seeing opportunities and watching it. Do you see a space and things like that? So what's next for Area?
Well, we hadn't finished building this first space, and we were already thinking about the next one, which is what I think most of the people do when they're opening a business, you know? I see that the trend for developers is to offer their customers not only a living space, but also extras as far as retail, working, sporting facilities. And that's where we see our second location coming in. We're looking for those developers who are interested in offering more than just living space to their clientele. And we're looking to partner up with them in order to offer our services and just because when there's a saying in Spanish, zapatero a su zapato, shoemaker, cobbler to his shoes, you know? So the developers, they're into the whole real estate area, which goes a little bit in hand with the co-working space and making optimized spaces for people. But that's where our expertise will come in and help them in that way. That way we can tap into that market, you know?
Yeah, that makes total sense. And the people that are around Area, how do they behave? Do they come? They're like, hey, where do you open? How can I join? Yeah,
we've had a lot of people coming in to ask, because we're the first co-working space that offers this.
Yeah.
There's some that offer already a gym or something like that, but going that extra mile with especially with the hype on paddle right now, people don't really know how it works, and they're just excited to come in. By the way, when you walk in, you don't feel like you're even in Miami. We went with a very aggressive industrial look, very very chic, very detailed oriented, and I recommend everybody who wants to know or wants to know more and to go see it for themselves.
Yeah, we're gonna do a video
for sure. Hopefully
you'll
see you soon.
We have to do like a review and walk around and see like the surprises that it has for us. But I think so far is just building this in an area like Miami, where people are innovative, but sometimes it's somehow biased from the previous Miami. To me, there's a layer of innovation that has interested me since inception of the project. Like I've been following, hey, how are you doing with that? Like it's like sincere interest in knowing how this is working, because I think this is part of the future of wellness, productivity, and our passion, that is paddle.
That's a great word that you just threw out there, productivity, which is part of our core vision. It's the productivity of the people who come to work and play. One of our slogans is work, play, connect.
Yeah.
So through work, you get to play, and through play, you get to connect with other people at the same place.
Yeah, and I think also for all the business, right? Like let's say paddle brands that are interested in this lifestyle, for wellness brands, not just your nutrient entrepreneurship, but also lifestyle, like clothing.
Oh, for
There's
sure.
so many things.
When you talk about the space of sports and wellness, the spectrum gets very big. You have many brands that can work together in one spot. We already have interested from other brands that want to cooperate with us in that way, and the possibilities are endless, because again, paddle right now, it's one of the fastest growing sports. That could change, but at the same time, if we can, it's still a young sport in the U.S. So if we grow through paddle, so be it. And if we grow through somewhere else, then that the market dictates where we go.
So now a personal question. This is more related to Orlando, the player.
Okay.
How do you envision your paddle journey now that you're going to have a paddle court close to you?
Well, hopefully I can get more. I can get quicker on my feet on the court, because I tend to be try to be a little smooth. I don't move as fast as other people. I'm a little lazy. Some would call. My partners call me lazy. One of my partners calls me, and I get it. I get it, because I'm not the fastest guy on the court. I tend to try to do too much with my hands, because I believe
you have that background.
Yeah. So, but I obviously want to grow as a player. I don't think I will compete at the highest levels or anything like that. Not even close. But I would really love to become a better player in all areas of the game.
Area too.
At area.
No, maybe you can do like an interleague of areas around the country, or I don't know, like Venezuela. I'm sure that in Latam this can become a trend too.
Yeah, for sure. We're partnering up with an event that's coming soon, which is like sort of like a paddle league of businesses.
Wow, that's great.
So Area is going to be one of the teams that plays there. We already have members already signed up and everything. We're looking forward to it.
Okay, I love it. How can we get into Area?
Well, you can follow us on Instagram at Area.Centre. That's CENTRE. And you can also go to our website, which is Area.Centre.com.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of links there. You can follow us. You can book a tour, so you can come see the facilities. It's very, very open to anyone who wants to come and check it out.
Okay, they can do a reservation through Playtomic, right?
Yeah, once we're live on Playtomic, we'll make an announcement, and people can come play anytime they want.
Yeah, I think if I were a brand, for example, I would love to do activations or events there, because it's perfect.
One of the ways that we're letting people know that we're out there is through activations. We're going to have events from starting this Saturday. Every week, we will have events with companies that we already partner with, companies that we want to partner with, and companies who might want to showcase their product to our members. So from now on, I believe for the next couple of months, we will have little private events curated for people directly who might be interested in knowing what Area is.
Wow, it's going to be great. So congrats.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and we'll visit you very soon.
Thank you.